this fireside chat with Mr. Soumyajit Ghosh, Chief Operating Officer at BalanceHero, also known as True Credits. The company doesn't need an introduction, nor does Soumyajit. Soumyajit has been a leading voice in the industry, worked across segments in the lending space, and is now the Chief Operating Officer at BalanceHero. So thank you, Soumyajit, for joining us.
Thank you, Abhinav. Thank you. Thanks very much. And it's a pleasure being over here. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Soumyajit, without wasting any more time, we'll quickly move into our fireside chat. So, see, the first thing which comes to mind is that True Credits is at the forefront of small ticket size personal loans and digital lending. If I were to ask, what is the core problem that you set out to solve for, and to what extent do you think that problem has been, you guys have been able to solve for it?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks. So, see, Abhinav, our mission is finance for all, right? And that's what we believe because although the lending is happening to such great extent, still in India, and you guys being in the bureau, you will know it much better that the underserved segment is significantly high, right? So with that mission, actually, we have moved forward, and I'll take pride in saying that of our 85% of our disbursals are from tier 2 plus locations. So we are pan India geography. We do not have any geography where we do not serve. We definitely have few negative pin codes that say from a risk standpoint, but there is no geography where we are not working, right? We work for NTC, underserved. So we have been able to focus on that segment very well. Honestly, our focus for the very primish segment is not there because there are a lot of players working for that. So finance for all, as you also mentioned, is where we are very much targeted for.
Thanks for that, Soumyajit. You touched upon 2 points. One is NTC, and the other was underserved. Now, these are very specific segments to work with. If you can maybe enlighten us in terms of what is the approach that you, a specific approach that you take for underwriting this segment, and what are the specific data points in addition to the normal underwriting that you may not have otherwise considered, do you consider in this segment?
What we have at Two Credit is that we have a alternate credit scoring model, right? Which obviously encompasses bureau as well as the digital footprint of the customer. We take the financial, non-financial transactions and some other device data, which are by the way all under the purview. Allowed by regulation. Only those data points we are accessing.
Yes.
So what you mentioned about NTC and thin file, obviously the bureau footprint is not strong for those segments, but the other parts, right, how the customer is behaving, as I said, both financial and non-financial. See, financial transactions are important for both NTC, non-NTC, everything. It is more to assess the asset liability of the user, right?
Yeah.
The non-financial transactions that we are looking, non-financial, non-personal, right?
Yes.
To clarify that very properly. So the non-financial, non-personal SMS information and the device footprints, they play a huge role in our NTC and thin file customer bases.
Got it. Understood, Soumyajit. Now, overall, right, the digital NBFCs, they have been facing some high competition in terms of rising costs and overall customer acquisition. So, if I may ask, what has worked for you guys in terms of acquiring and retaining those customers at the cost that you want?
So you are very right. The acquisition in digital space is very competitive. It's pretty much the same cohort of customers where everyone is trying to work,
Yes.
and today everyone is trying to do lending, right?
Yes.
I'll be very honest, our initial cost of customer acquisition is on the higher side. I'll not deny that. But how what we are more focused on is the LTV side, because we have a very high retention level, right? We have a almost 80% repeat rate for our loans. We have, like, multiple types of products, in the sense there is a, we call a level up loan and a cash up loan. Level up loan is more for a starting kind of a product, a very small ticket, and then gradually promote that customer for a cash loan, which is slightly on the bigger ticket size. So this transition is what is actually helping us. So on a, if I look into a day zero, M0 kind of a coverage for marketing, very honestly, we are not positive over there. But the moment we look into an LTV, because of our repeat rates, the kind of retention you mentioned, the retention activities that we do on our app, that is helping us to have a positive LTV.
80% retention is amazing actually. Goes to show the kind of amazing product that you guys have actually developed. Now moving on to maybe some customer perspective, Soumyajit. So from a customer's perspective, what do you guys feel they are looking for? Are they looking for maybe speed? Are they looking at flexibility in terms of products? Are they maybe looking at some kind of customer education? Because especially in this NTC and underserved segment, this is something which has been missing. So if you can maybe help us understand the perspective of a customer when they come to you.
Sure. So, no, speed and ease, flexibility, as you mentioned, these are the very two critical things. Particularly for the kind of segment that we are targeting, right? Our overall average is somewhere in the range of 20,000. A person who needs a 20,000 rupee needs immediately, right? It's not a 5 lakh, 10 lakh rupee personal loan. That's where a person is kind of preparing, making preparations few days, few weeks, perhaps on priority. So that those kind of loans, speed might not be that primary, but for us, speed and flexibility is very important. And what we have seen is customers want very less number of clicks. Every click leads to almost, and this is, I think, a pretty industry average also, leads to almost 4 to 5% drop off. So we, I mean, what we are focused on our journey, and it's a ongoing thing. It's not that we have the best journey, obviously not, but we are every day trying to focus that how can we optimize our journey such a way that the customer can complete the journey with minimal number of clicks. So ease as well as speed, both.
That's amazing to know. The last question, I'll just quickly move on to that, Soumyajit. So basically, looking ahead in the next 3 to 5 years, how do you see Balance Hero evolving in the country? Would you guys be sticking to this strategy of being into the NTC, underserved, small ticket PL, or we could also see a conscious effort of moving into other segments, other consumer segments? If you can maybe throw some light on that.
Um, First of all, 5 year is a very big time in today's dynamic fintech world, right? But that said, yes, I will not deny. I mean, we are, as it is, exploring additional customer segments as well. But primary focus will continue to be this segment which we are targeting. But as I mentioned in the very first question, that our mission is finance for all. Instead of moving to beyond, I mean, additional customer segments, we are focusing other additional finance products for that same segment, because this segment is underserved not only for lending but for any other financial product. So primary objective or immediate goal, not even a 3 5 years, might be a next 1 year goal, is to have a complete one-stop solution, finance solution for this entire segment. So that's our primary target now.
Awesome. That's great to know, Soumyajit. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sure the audience will go back better enlightened in terms of the product and the segment and how that operates. Thank you so much again for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks very much.